Greetings, free thinkers. Welcome to the Hoggcast. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing fine. I certainly am. What do we have for you on today's episode? We have for you an article to go over. No clip today. I will be doing yet another Tim Pool impression in this video. My home country, England. We are going through some self-inflicted poo here, thanks to the woke global leftists, the globalists. The same problem you'll have if you're watching from Australia, if you're watching from Canada, America, France, Sweden, the West. Yeah, we're the fool guys. So while everyone else is building new coal-fired power stations, even third world countries who don't even have to worry about blackouts, us, a supposed first world country, we're going to have blackouts. Okay, it's coming. Energy blackouts. It's going to happen this winter. I think it'll happen around February. I've got a feeling it'll happen. Could happen as early as December. I doubt that'll happen though. I think it'll happen in February. That's when I think it'll happen. Because it has happened for a number of reasons. We have not done anything to produce our own energy to store for ourselves for a rainy day or when we need it. The dwindling North Sea oil, we sell it all. I don't know how much we get for it. I can't imagine it would be more than the amount we pay out in the foreign aid budget. So essentially, if you think about it, we're kind of giving our oil away for free. There's shale gas in the ground. Liz Truss, to her credit, has started uttering some musings about getting the shale gas out of the ground, but as usual, the environmental wokeists will it's inevitable, they'll throw a spanner into the works. She'll get told to the contrary by the World Economic Forum or whoever it really is that these Western politicians are beholden to, because it's certainly not their own electorate. So I don't know when our stocks of shale gas, and we've got quite a lot of it, will actually reach the market. Not that we've even got the storage facilities. Theresa May, in the most absurd statement I've ever heard, said that we live in a, quote, on-demand society. So she sold off all of our refining and storage facilities for natural gas, because her reasoning was, well, if we need it, we'll just go and buy it at premium rates from whoever, Russia or whoever. And this is supposed to be a conservative. People voted conservative because they wanted common sense. They wanted people who were going to build for the future. Mass migration has increased this small island's population by an absurd amount, and it's continuing to grow. We haven't built any new power stations, any new roads, any new hospitals, prisons, no reservoirs. The infrastructure's just rotting, and the top 1% are just looting us. Yeah, they're looting. They are pillaging our people. Yeah, the politicians, their special interest groups, and so on and so on. So this article, it goes over how the BBC, a whistleblower, has let forth that the BBC are preparing, quote, secret scripts for possible, they will come, winter blackouts. Yeah. So in other words, it's straight out of 1984, straight out of North Korea, where it's straight out of Iraq. Remember, I can't remember his name, but you don't remember when. It was quite a famous incident. This propaganda minister in Iraq was saying how, everything's fine, everything's okay, as the city behind him was getting bombed or something like that. And like CNN with the largely peaceful, remember that fiery but mostly peaceful stuff? That's what the BBC are preparing to do. So this whistleblower has leaked how the BBC are planning to use these scripts to reassure everyone, hey, it's okay. Stop worrying, it'll all be fine. Just comply, yeah? Because they know there's still trolls out there, and a lot of them, who will just believe whatever the BBC tells them. And they know that. That's why they're planning all of this. They're planning the secret scripts to lie to the electorate that pays them. If you're watching from outside of Britain, you probably don't know, or you might know, I'm not sure, but we have a license fee here. It's basically an enforced tax on the taxpayer, forcing them to pay the BBC money. I don't pay. I haven't paid it for years. I don't have one. I don't even own a TV. I just use my computer, right? And the BBC get nothing from me. They haven't done in many years, and they never will again. The BBC can just dissolve as far as I'm concerned. But there are pros out there who, they'll hear it and they'll say, oh yeah, okay. So let's see what this article's got to say. We'll jump into it now. If you haven't yet though, please like the video, subscribe to the Hoggcast, hit the notification bell and share the video around. You can catch me on Rumble too. You might be watching it there. I upload all of my videos onto Rumble now, because I am shadow banned and deboosted here on YouTube because I am a conservative commentator. You can also become a member by hitting the join button next to the sub button, and you can support my work that way if you so choose, but of course you don't have to. Anyway, let's go. Okay, so the article: the BBC has prepared secret scripts that could be read on air if energy shortages causes blackouts or the loss of gas supplies this winter. The script, seen by The Guardian, this is a Guardian article, I don't like them, really can't stand them, but I'm using this one because The Guardian and the BBC are kind of linked together. You'll always see adverts for recruitment opportunities at the BBC in The Guardian, because like all woke leftists, they hire only in their own image. This is why you see the public sector just crammed full of leftists, okay? So the scripts seen by The Guardian set out how the corporation would reassure the pros, not the public, the pros, in the event that a major loss of power causes mobile phone networks, internet access, banking systems and traffic lights to fail across England, Wales and Scotland. Northern Ireland would be unaffected because its electricity grid is shared with the Republic of Ireland. The public would be advised to use car radios or battery-powered receivers to listen to emergency broadcasts on FM or long-wave frequencies, usually reserved for Radio 2 and Radio 4. This is what we've come to. We pay more and more taxes now than ever before. Our living standards are worse than ever before, and they can't even keep the lights on. What are we paying our taxes for? What? Why? Why should we? Why should people do any of it? Right? You can't even keep the damn lights on. Your most basic duty. You can't even secure our borders because you don't want to, because you were told not to by the people who really are in control of you, Liz Truss. Or Boris Johnson, Theresa May, Keir Starmer, going right back to Tony Blair, the original sin. You can't do the basics, right? It just pisses me off so much, it really does. One draft BBC script warns that a blackout could last for up to 2 days, with hospitals and police placed under extreme pressure. You don't say. How these politicians can show their faces in public, I don't know. They should be stripped of all their bank balance. The Canadians did it to those truckers who were trying to protest for freedoms, for improvements in their quality of life. If you can take stuff away from us, because we want to improve our quality of life, and you politicians are actively harming our quality of life, why can't we take your money, right? Why not? Another says the government has said it has hoped power would be restored in the next 36 to 48 hours. Different parts of Britain will start to receive intermittent supplies before then. It'll go to London, it'll go to all of the what places, Wherever the rich are, that's where the power will go first. It is understood they were written by BBC journalists as part of a routine emergency planning to deal with hypothetical scenarios. It will happen, trust me, it's going to happen. We don't have any energy. And the pipeline that was coming from Russia, Okay, not Nord Stream 2, the one that Biden destroyed or sabotaged. I'm talking about Nord Stream 1. We, Britain, are on the very end of the pipeline. That's why gas here is so expensive, and it's been that way for years. No politician has ever thought about doing something about it. Not a single one. It's been like this for years. It never even occurred to them, right? That relying on ourselves might be a good idea. Instead, as Theresa May said, it's, quote, we live in an on-demand society. We expect that from the Labour Party or the Liberal Democrats or the Greens. You don't expect it from a bloody Conservative, man. Come on, get your... In a national emergency, the BBC has a formal role in helping to spread disinformation across the country as part of the government's civil contingencies planning. It's amazing that we need a civil contingency plan over something as simple as energy, because you've allowed, and I'll say you, I'm talking to the politicians, you've allowed this to happen. You've allowed other people to maneuver us into a position of weakness because of your weakness, yeah? Imagine that. You need a contingency plan for the most basic things because you've let it all rot. The Broadcasters Governance Framework states if it appears to any UK government minister that an emergency has arisen, it's already arisen, that ministers may request that the BBC broadcast or otherwise distribute any announcement or other programme. The government works with the BBC as part of its emergency planning process, although it is unclear whether it has any input on these scripts. A spokesperson, can't say spokesman, it's misgendering. You see, this is their priority right now. Don't say spokesman because it has the word man in it. Even though we've got no energy left, to hell with that, we need to stop misgendering. The BBC said it did not comment on its emergency broadcast plans. Ministers have been at pains to reassure businesses and households that blackouts are unlikely. They're going to happen. However, National Grid, which oversees electricity supplies in Great Britain, has issued a rare warning that power supplies could be at risk. They are at risk. The organisation said that in worst case scenarios it could order planned blackouts of up to 3 hours a day if Russia cuts off all gas supplies to Europe. On Monday, National Grid's chief executive John Pettigrew went further and said that if everything that could possibly go wrong did go wrong, there could be rolling blackouts between 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. on really, really cold days in January and February when wind speeds are too low to power wind turbines. Stupidity at its finest. I don't know why people continue, really. The BBC's draft scenario suggests that in a national blackout it would run a greatly reduced temporary radio service from the UK's emergency broadcasting centre called the EBC, based in a rural location not acknowledged by the BBC. This would provide half-hourly news bulletins on Radio 4's FM and long-range frequencies and a music service. I'll tell you what that is. The music service. It will be like the band on the Titanic. So the gas and electricity runs out. All of the food in the shops go mouldy. Widespread looting and disorder. And you've got the BBC still at taxpayers' expense. Don't worry about all of that stuff. Just, we got a band. Look, there's a band playing. Everything's going to be fine. One scenario used in some of the scripts assumes that mains electricity is available in only a few lightly populated parts of Scotland, the Western Isles and Orkneys, and they're the ones closest to the bloody oil and gas. I think you have to be of certain questionable character to even to be a globalist. I really do. The draft scripts for on-air news bulletins include space for a quote from a cabinet office minister given the fictitious name Jose Riera. The scripts reported that these blackouts would affect gas supply systems and knock out mobile phone networks, cash points, and anything. It's gonna, if it uses electricity, just anything. Yeah. One script written for a hypothetical news bulletin warns the emergency service is under extreme pressure. People are being advised not to contact them unless absolutely necessary. It states that how has it gotten this bad? Have you noticed that things never get better, they only get worse? That's because we have weak leadership, on top of weak, on top of weak, on top of weak. They all need to be, it's like, you know when you blow and you blow all of the cold air out? That's what has to happen in Western politics. Yeah, America and Britain and France and all over the West. Just blow the cold air out. Yeah, replace it with the warm. Yeah, the comfortable people who actually care. In Wales, an emergency coordination centre has been set up. In Scotland, the First Minister, Nicola Sturgeon, is chairing the devolved government emergency planning meeting. All they ever do is have committees. You know, they never build anything. They never innovate. They never do anything other than sit and talk at our expense. There can be no more hiding and no more denying. Global heating is supercharging. Oh, get balked. Oh, that's not even the article, I don't think. Yeah, that's just something else. See, look, this is how insidious they are, right? The article ends here, but look, underneath it, they're trying to shame you with wording like this. There can be no more hiding or denying. So straight away, they're putting it out there that you're not allowed to deny, right? There can be no more denying. Global heating is supercharging extreme weather at astonishing speed. It's all crap. That's bullcrap. It's gobbledygook. But they don't, and they know that, which is why at first they premise it with this: you can't hide and you can't deny. Global heating sounds like a central heating company, doesn't it? Global Heating Limited. Get your heating supplies from Global Heating. There can be no hiding and no denying. It's Global Heating today. Call us for our free brochure. No hiding and no more denying. They act like heat waves, floods, wildfires, and droughts are new. They've happened since time immemorial. Immemorable, okay, whichever the statement is, but it's been happening for a long time, right? So I'll leave it there. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments section below. If we run out of electricity, I'll try and bring some videos, but who knows? I'll have to go and build a bunker, and then I'll make my videos. I could be the broadcaster. I could go to that rural location, the secret one, the BBC one, and I could say, look, I'm broadcasting now, so up yours. Yeah. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.